Niggas is snakes, so I stay strapped. Willing to fortune like Sajak. Just like my city, I never sleep. This alternative, you got a better peep. Smell of the cash like amphetamine. Cause I got me lit like a Lebanese. 4/5 got a kick and she lemon squeeze. Really him, not what you pretend to be. Nigga just got a clock living Kennedy. I was buzzing licks at the Kennedy.
Okay, let's switch to sports talk real quick, Hob, because this is what we really want you on here. We know you're a sports guy, so we wanted to talk sports with you, man. You know what I mean? Travis Hunter, congratulations.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that. Very happy. You know, people
are you happy about his relationship? Because she seems like a bitch.
I got a lot of empathy for her. I got a lot of. She's he knows what he wants in a relationship. The fact that she's like that, he likes that. He's a little bit of a puppy. There's a lot of guys that want to be, run around a little bit. And it is so funny to hear her complaining about having to sit there while he takes pictures of people, because women always think that. They don't say it, but she might be a little more country than most of the women. But I don't like people that criticize his, if you love this guy, you got to go, that's his fiance, that's his girlfriend. It's not my, it's for him. I'm rooting for him, but he's so fucking young. I would not recommend getting married, doing a mistake I've done, but I wouldn't feel good criticizing her. She, not everybody's, on top of all the etiquette, and she must do a lot of great things that he likes, and you don't want to take away from his big moment by having to defend her.
Right.
And he's had a interesting life. His speech was so fucking good, man. So good. And talked about his mom, his grandma, and then his dad. Because we always get very emotional about our dads, whether they were there or not. It's a very emotional thing. I love that him doing that. He deserves it, Heisman. Like, he is that good.
He's good on defense, and he's good like on offense. That guy, it's the complete package.
Yeah. And I love I know Dion pretty well and I love what he's doing there, but also his son, Dion's son. And first of all, he's super fucking good looking, and he's also great. And anytime I've seen Travis and Dion's son interviewed together, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because Travis is very sincere, and Dion's son is very funny, and it's not easy to be a Deion Sanders' son. Let me tell you, it's playing.
I'm sure.
So he must have. I'm very happy for all that, but but also Travis should have been prepared, because someone just said, "Hey, there's going to be people shit talking you, your fiance, your mom, whatever. You just got to be thick-skinned about it." And but I love that he said, "Here's my favorite thing. This is so." She's been depressed. She's been crying and drinking all day.
Right.
That from I grew up. That's so, So who knows what? Maybe this will be it's sometimes people get a little jealous with it, even though they say I support you 100%, I love this, and then when it starts happening for their partner, it's a little, because they're like, oh, he won't need me. Our relationship's going to be so different now. You have to make yourself secure. She needs to work on making herself secure. I did notice a little way to her.
She met him cheating. Tom, she met him cheating. Like, what do you mean? She'll never be secure.
Who was cheating? Which one? Him or her?
Well, she said that she met Hunter while he had another girl, while he was in her DMs trying to get at her. So you met that man as a cheater.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. Young people, and they are young people, it takes you a little bit to get things worked out,
Right.
That happened. There's a lot of love stories, man, where, people were with people and then they met somebody. They're like, oh, this is the thing, and my other thing is not. That's why you can't rush into shit when you're young and go, what, this is but you shouldn't cheat. But I think it's forgivable if you get to a place where this relationship is solid, and you don't need to carry all the bad stuff. But again, she's friends with Lil Wayne. She introduced Lil Wayne to Travis, and I'm like, what the fuck is Lil Wayne in this relationship, man? She knows all his songs. He didn't know any of his songs. he does seem like a nice, naive young man, which happens. And so whatever happens, you know, I mean, most guys his age would have had like 6 women there in New York hidden her out. You know, I know athletes have a lot of shit going, man.
Right.
A lot of shit, complicated shit, and they keep it all going. Somebody in every town, somebody, you know, which is too much for me.
Right.
You know, it's like, oh my God, how do you keep track of it? Jesus, that's a lot of work. Can you imagine having to track all that many women? So, yeah, I mean, but you got to wish them the best. You know, whatever's best for Travis, whatever's best for Travis. You know, and I'm sure he's thinking about things now. You know, after this calmed down a bit, hopefully they're having some heartfelt, serious.
Fuck him, Tom. He's gonna learn the hard way, man. He's gonna have to learn the hard way. He's not even in the NFL yet.
Yeah, we all learned the hard way, unless we're jaded at first, like assholes coming in, which I think is better to be a little naive, and sweet, and learn it that way, you know, and then go, okay, I don't like that feeling, and then I'm going to look for something else, and you know, and then they look back on it, hopefully, years later, go, yeah, I'm glad that shitty thing happened, because if that hadn't happened like that, I would still be in that shitty relationship, and I wouldn't be the person I am now. So shitty things happen, but it's also very funny that people are, you know, that she's kind of ever doing this or that. I mean, Roseanne was a fucking crazy person. I have to tell you, we met when I was 23 and Roseanne was 30 when we met. We were doing comedy in the Midwest. And she was very funny, very funny. She had a family and a husband. She was so funny. And, you know, and she thought I was funny, which is the key to a relationship. Because if a woman thinks you're funny, we know we're good looking, right, guys? But if a woman says we're funny, holy shit, they got us. But she, her marriage, you know, and we were friends for, you know, 3 or 4 years before, no, 5 years. We met in '83, and we traveled around. We do shows, get a party, fucking hard. But I could tell her marriage was, you know, on the rocks. But I love that she was a mother. So when I came out to write her show, I had come out to LA. I lived in Minneapolis at the time. That was a good comedy place, Minneapolis. And I came out in 1988, January of '88, to write the Roseanne show because she's like, you know my character. And I'd been writing her jokes for years and stuff. And so I came out to write the show with my fiance from the Midwest.
Oh, wow.
Very nice woman. Very nice woman.
Wow.
You know, she, you know, what I didn't know was that Roseanne, until a year later, after my fiance had broken up, she went back home, thank God. But she's very nice. But she said, you know, we should be together. Nobody likes either one of us. We should. And I didn't know that she liked me. But my fiance, who moved out to LA with me, knew she liked me the whole time. Because women know. And
women know.
Yeah, women know. Women know.
So yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. We'd be great friends and stuff. And you know, if you see stuff from when we were just friends and we were first together as a couple, you know, there's some pretty crazy shit from both of us, fighting or whatever, you know, because if she said that guy's an asshole, yeah, I'd have to go fight. That didn't matter. No, my old lady says, and you know, but then I think, you know, it was so fun too. It was so fun. And fun with the show. I worked on the Roseanne show for 6 years, and you know, I worked with the best people. I got to hire my friends who were great. I got to act, produce it, write it, and it was a great experience. But the day she filed for divorce, I got fired, believe it or not. And
wow,
that was right before True Lies came out. Like nobody knew about True Lies. Everybody in my business says he'll never work again. He has no talent. He rode her coattails. He'll be back in Iowa in 2 weeks. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably true. But Jim Cameron's like, fuck that. When True Lies comes out, that's going to change.
Looking to elevate your style? Check out our exclusive Are You Successful and Stay merch at www.successfultoypodcast.com. We've got everything you need: backpacks, bags, fanny packs, hoodies, shirts, tank tops, phone and AirPod cases, swimsuits, slides, and cups. Get your gear today and represent success wherever you go.
Who's gonna be your MVP this year? Who's your MVP in the NFL for you?
Well, the quarterback from Buffalo is pretty good. Pretty good.
Is that your team? Is that your team, Buffalo?
Nope. Fuck no. And I hate to say, I'm going to say it. I'm a New York Giants fan. Listen,
yes.
All right, but when we pay off big. We don't pay off, but almost every 10 years or so, we do something fucking incredible. And in Iowa growing up, when I played football, our colors were red and white, and I was a quarterback. I was much trimmer. But my head is a size 8 plus. They couldn't get a red helmet to fit my head. This is when I was like a freshman. So they got a blue helmet. It's the only one that fit my head. And so I was easy to spot in the backfield. But also, I'm like, I'm going to make the best out of this. Everybody in Iowa is a Vikings, Bears, Chiefs fan. I'm going to be New York has blue. I'll get some black electric tape, put an NY here, and I'm going to learn everything I can about the New York Giants and be their fan. And it really paid off because a buddy of mine bought the team. So the Tisch family, they bought the team. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. We got the good tickets and we're doing good. So, but there's a good history there. I love watching the NFL. It takes a minute to get over shit when your team is so bad. You have to go, okay. And when they lose, I go, okay. I'm also an Iowa.
Wow, we have one job.
Yeah.
We have one job. We just got to tank, man. It's either Shakur or Cam. They can't fuck this up, man. They can't fuck this up.
Yeah, that's true. Well, so who do you guys think? Who do you see in the Super Bowl?
I got the Vikings winning the whole thing.
You know what? I would be all in on that. I had a feeling. Again, I lived in Minneapolis for 5 years. Man, that team, 4 Super Bowls, no wins. It is when your team doesn't win, it makes it a little bit easier if a team wins that has never won, like the St. Louis Blues or even the Washington Nationals, or when the Kings went out here back in 2013 when they won the Stanley Cup. I'm like, that was such a great. We were down. I got down on the ice with everybody. People were weeping. I got punched in the face by the goalie accidentally. Got a black eye, which I love.
Oh wow!
Good win. People win. We like when the Dodgers or Yankees or these dynasties, the Lakers. I hope, but when somebody wins that has never won, it's like this is, or it's been 100 years. Like the Cubs, I'm a Cubs fan. When they won, like, oh, this is.
I'm sorry.
It's impossible. It's a good feeling. So yeah, the Vikings. It would be so great if the Vikings won.
For Daniel Jones, wouldn't it? Or going on a losing team to go on the Vikings and then take it, man, that would be fucking crazy.
Yeah, I like those kind of stories.
Yeah.
People are like, yeah, we must be shitty because we're on a shitty team, and then they get to use whatever talent they have, and that comes out. You're like, oh, maybe it was the team. I think that the Eagles are good too. I think that I was thinking Lions because they never won shit, and they looked so good. They were the best team, but now they've had these big injuries. But that division, you got the Packers, the Vikings, and the Lions in the same division. I mean, that's like the old days when it was the Giants, the Redskins, and the Cowboys in that Eastern division. Others' asses. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll be my kids like say they're the Kansas City Chiefs because young people, right? Yeah, they love the quarterback. They got some hip people on that team. I like their coach a lot too, Andy Reid. When he was coaching the Eagles back in the day, in 2003. My TV show, we went out to the Super Bowl was in Jacksonville, which has never been in Jacksonville since, but it was there, and they played Tom Brady and the Patriots, and the Eagles almost won it. Donovan Dab, I was out on the field. He was throwing up. He didn't know where he was. So they left him in the game to finish the game. And so after the game, as it gets close to the end of the game, Tom Brady's taking a knee or whatever. I run out the field with my camera crew, and we ran out 7 seconds before the game was over, which is a big no-no. And so I put my mic in his face. He's kind of standing up, and I go, "How's it feel, Tom?" And he goes, "Well," and he sees it's me, and it takes the mic and goes like this. It was very funny. And for some reason, he apologized for it later, but it's exactly what I wanted on my show. And at the end, they're like, "You got to go talk to Andy Reid." I go, "I'm not going to talk. He just lost. He's probably feeling bad. I'm not going to bother him." That's what you're supposed to do in sport. I go, "Well, I'm not doing it." We're coming down a long hall to leave the stadium, and he's at the end of the hall walking towards me like high noon. I'm like, "God damn it. I know I'm all mic'd up." So we get up there and go, "Hey, Andy, your wife's very nice." So I've been sitting with his
Nice.
you know, but so I've always rooted for him. And you know, there's a lot of good story stuff, and NFL's great. It's not as good as college football, but it's great.
Right.
Let me tell you something. When you have kids, you got to jam your sports stuff in after they go to bed. Like you jam. I sit there and just jam it, catch up on everything, do everything. You know, during the day, sometimes on the phone, I'll catch up and stuff, but I just, you know, get all the highlights, all the shit, catch up, get my head right, to understand what's going on.
I mean,
now that he's older, my son plays football. He is a giant. My son, I posted pictures of his team. Of course, I'm the assistant coach, and he is this much taller than everybody and very thick, just a giant offensive lineman. So, but him and his buddies now, they're watching sports, which is great because they get it from YouTube though, and they'll have a little video or whatever you call it, an 8-minute video, the best things that happen in football, the biggest blown play, whatever, and they sit and watch this, and it's kind of an enjoyable thing because I remember all those things. I go, yeah, I remember when that, but you know, they play Fortnite a lot, but they see sports stuff happening, and it's happening organically. You know, where he's like, "I like this football." I go, "You should. That's your sport. I can tell." So, yeah. What do we got coming up this week? What week is it, by the way?
week
19?
16.
Week 16.
Week 16 already. I mean, on this list, I mean, there's a lot of good games that could determine like some playoff seeding, with like the Pittsburgh Steelers against like the Baltimore Ravens.
That's big. Yeah, Steelers lost this week, right? And I feel like if a team loses a tough game like that, they're going to be ready to kick ass. And I love the Steelers coach, man.
Yeah.
I love Mike Tomlin. So that'll be good. I like,
Mike Tomlin's the man.
They're very good, very nice guy, coach. But that's going to be. But the Ravens are going to win because they're going to win. They're going to do. You know, I mean, it'll be a tough game, but they're going to win. So, I think.
Yeah. There's another one. The Philadelphia Eagles against the Washington Commanders.
Yeah. Well, the Eagles should win. They should absolutely win, but that means they probably won't because they had a big win last week. They're like, you know, you chill out as a division rival, and they really should win by a lot. But I would be aware that could be an upset right there, that game. You know,
that's your upset of the week, Tom.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I think so. All right, let's go with the Minnesota Vikings against the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, well,
come on, man.
You know, I mean, I'm nervous because I was just telling you that I wanted Minnesota to be in the Super Bowl, and I don't want to jinx them. But the Seahawks are better than you think they are, probably. But
yes,
I think the Vikings are going to win.
Yeah. Then we have the Houston Texans against the Kansas City Chiefs, which is a Saturday game.
I mean,
but Mahomes is injured with a highly sprained ankle. So let's keep all of this in mind, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the Vikings get ahead.
Yeah. Well, they're due to lose. The Chiefs, they've been, you know, being lucky does mean a lot. It's good. It's good to be lucky. That's how you get. But they are. Where's the game?
It's going to be at Kansas City.
Oh. Well, that makes it hard.
Yeah,
that makes it a little bit more. He has a fighter injury, by the way. I think Kansas City is going to win.
Yeah, Taylor Swift is there, of course.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Tom? Like, as a public figure, how do you feel about the NFL, you know, laser focused on Taylor Swift and making that a thing?
Well, the NFL, it's a show, it's show business. And, they learned early on, when these celebrities or people come to the game, let's get them up in the booth, from Howard Cosell days that he had. John Lennon came up and talked about football. It was a big deal. And when you realize, oh, we want to market this to everybody. And Taylor Swift she's the biggest star in the world. And the only thing I worried about was her relationship with Travis Kelsey. How does this go? It makes me nervous, but he's big. He's big and very successful. And they seem to be very nice to each other. They both seem to be very sweet. And, and I believe she likes football a lot. Like she's flown around the world to watch the Chiefs play. And it's fun. How perfect is it for her and him that they have all this success? She has the biggest tour ever by far.
Yeah.
My daughter is a huge. I listen to a lot of Taylor Swift stuff in the car because my daughter. There's nothing bad you could say about Taylor Swift or that relationship. There isn't. If you say so, it makes you an asshole. That's all I can tell you. Like how bitter do you have to be when you go? Those guys are perfect. Those guys, it's going great, and she brings a lot of some eyeballs to the NFL, and he shows up for her on stage and does these things, and they genuinely seem to enjoy each other, which is really the key. I'm sure it gets stressful at times with this and that, like every relationship, especially high profile ones. But they seem to, I'm rooting for both of them.
Awesome. What you think about Caitlin Clark?
Well, I went to Iowa, number one. Number two, I like her a lot. I got to know her before. I went in. I think I posted it. I went and gave the Iowa Hawk women a pep talk. She was there, the fake coach. But I knew of her from high school too. In Iowa, you pay attention. In Iowa, we don't have professional sports, so our college sports are huge. And growing up, women's sports way more popular than men's sports. Women's basketball, when I was young, it was 6-on-6, three forwards on one side of the court. They never crossed half court, 3 guards on the other, and they'd have all these huge farm girls who were like 6'4", very thick, who could shoot 80% for the field because you couldn't get them, and they like 100% for the free throw line. So they score 75 points or whatever. When 5-5 came along, people and I were like, yeah, they'll never be able to do it. Girls cannot do that. And obviously that's just not true. I think she's done everything right. And she had a great college coach who's a friend of mine, and she has, to get all that on you. I was worried when she first went to the pros that maybe she wouldn't be as good. Nobody's great when they're a rookie. In any men's, women's, whatever. I thought she's going to be. I hope she can handle that. And she's got above and beyond in her ethics and what she thinks about the world and other people. And she's humble, and she's gracious, and she's tough. She's tough on the court. If you ever sit close by, they talk about Larry Bird, all the shit talking, like they great to throw down. And but that's what's been great about the women's professional. Anytime you can bring eyeballs to that, in fact, to eclipse men for eyeballs, I mean that's freaking crazy. And the college sport women beating men, like that's crazy. I hope they make their money. I hope it goes back to these women because and Caitlin Clark's all the women before her, all the black women that did all this nothing. They've set it up for her. She's very humble about that. It's just the truth. So I love her. She's great, and she brings a lot of fans out.
Real quick before we get out of here, Tom, as you see in the background and witness everywhere around I am the biggest WWE fan. Do you still watch the product? And do you acknowledge the tribal chief if you do, man?
Well, here's what I grew up with professional wrestling. In Iowa, they have college wrestling, which is the best wrestling in the country. And we had this great coach, Dan Gable, who is a buddy of mine still, that just literally the best college coach of any sport ever. So that wrestling was big, but you could either play basketball when you're in high school or you wrestle because it happened at the same time. So I played basketball, and but there's a lot of respect for wrestlers. Now, professional wrestling, that goes back to, I can think of being a little kid and watching my grandpa, and it is a big live. This is before the WWE. Andre the Giant came to Ottumwa, Iowa, and wrestled in our Coliseum once. People were going apeshit, and I got up over the ropes at the end and dived in and touched him, and then I got the shit beat out of me by the security, which is worth it because I fucking touched Andre the Giant. Like I think the WWE's been great. I like the personality. Is CM Punk back with the WWE?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I've had a couple things where he did pipe bomb. His show when he was a Fox, trashing because I late night trash, made fun of him being a Fox, and that's such a big honor. But I've always, when you look back at the history of that, it's like any other great sport where you go, I know where I was when this happened, when that happened, and I see a lot of the retired wrestlers at these Comic-Cons I do, and I
always run into you there, man.
Yeah, I go up and I go, I get their autograph for sure. There are so many, and we talk about what things are like and stuff. A lot of them are pretty beat up too. They put it out there, and so I have a lot of respect. Arnold loves the professional wrestling too. We have that in common.
Yeah.
He's fascinated with it, and it is a sport because you gotta. It's crazy the shit that goes down, and you can say, well, we sort of practice, but to be able to accomplish this, it's crazy, and so it's enjoyable. I like I like the bad guys. I like the good guys. I like that Roman Reigns. Is that how you say his name?
That's the tribal chief. That's the tribal chief. You got to acknowledge him.
Yeah. Well, listen to this. I was at Fanatics, is a company that does autograph memorabilia for everybody. They got. I was
there. I met you there.
Oh
I met you there. We ran into each other in the bathroom, and I met you at Fanatics. It's hilarious.
The bathroom.
I met a few people.
Yeah. No Diddy.
Oh my God. Free Diddy and his buddies and all put out and oil. That's okay. But there's a woman there with us. If you remember, professional wrestler, just huge. Oh, what's her name? Like she was back in
Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. She was in the dressing room with me. You got to be shitting me. I want to know everything about you and everything. She's genuinely, big. But I love it. It's I'm a fan of it, like you are, and so that was exciting. Fanatics was fun. To see all those.
It was a fucking shit show. Yeah. Oh, it was a shit show.
It was a shit show getting around, but I had the luxury of having someone bring everybody in. But they're doing it again. And I'm sure it'll be better.
Yeah, me and Hav will be there. Will be there. We'll be there. Hav, do you have any wrap-ups for Tom real quick before we let him go, man?
No, man. It was a full and a complete, like an interview. And thank you, Tom.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure, Tom. I appreciate you. We here on Not for the Week. Appreciate you, Laura Kane, Capital Dawn. Hav Boogie, man, we all appreciate you, Tom. We love you. People can't wait for this interview to come out, man. And yeah, man, just thank you. We're gonna have you again on, hopefully before the Super Bowl. Get more sports talk with you guys. And yeah, man, I just appreciate you for accepting this this opportunity, brother.
Well, take care of yourselves. Take care of your mental health, your physiological health, your families, and we'll see you boys down the line.
All right.
All right, man. Happy holidays, Tom. Merry Christmas, man. Happy New Year's.
Niggas and snakes, so I stay strapped. Willing to fortune like Sajak. Just like my city, I never sleep. This alternative, you got a better peep. Smelling the cash like amphetamine. Zaga me lit like a Lebanese. For a fifth, got a kick and she lemon squeeze. Really him, not what you pretend to be. Nigga just got a caught living Kennedy. I was busting licks at the Kennedys.